Have you ever watched a motivational speaker or seen an inspiring quote and all of a sudden got that instant inspiration that you're going to take this advice and it's going to change your life, but then struggle to actually change your day-to-day realities? I've been in this loop now for so many years, watching countless motivational TikTok videos, but struggling to really get closer to my goal of becoming a full-time YouTuber. And more recently, I've realized this was because I hadn't transferred that initial motivation into momentum. And so in this video, I'm going to share a few ways that I have found to build momentum into my life. Welcome, and if you're new to the channel, I'm Kieran Panchal, and here I help you navigate the crazy decade that is your 20s. So if you're trying to figure out life just like me, consider joining me on this journey by subscribing down below. Now let's start with a hot take about motivation and motivational speakers, and that is, I think they can be constructive as well as destructive. Now let me explain what I mean by this. So motivation is that idea, that sudden urge to want to do something different or something new in your life. And on social media today, we are absolutely surrounded by so much of this type of content. And I find myself following an absolute boatload of motivational Instagram accounts and TikTok pages because I'm ultimately trying to look for that fast way to go from where I am today to the life or ambition that I want. And the thing that I've been realizing over the past couple of years is that actually that journey from where I am today to where I want to be it a big YouTuber or whatever it is you guys want to do, is not going to happen overnight, and it's not a quick thing. And actually the way you do it is by building momentum. And momentum is all around building habits and routines and those things that you do on a consistent daily basis that help you get from where you are today to where you want to be. So I like to think of momentum much like trying to push a car. You know, when it's stuck somewhere and you need to move it, right? It seems like a mammoth task. You've got this like 2, 3, 4 ton car that you need to try and move from A to B. And even me with my hench arms, you know, we're working on it. It's a huge task, right? And it's really difficult to do. But actually, by putting in place a few very small things, moving that car becomes a lot easier. You know, getting your feet right, getting a good grip on the car, helps you push the car and get things going. And once you've got the car going, you've got that momentum, and it's so much easier to move the car and get it to whatever destination you want. And so that's kind of how I've been changing my mindset and thinking about motivation and making it less about, oh, I need that spark to get me going, and actually finding ways to build new habits and new routines so that I can continue to do those things. And once I've started to do them, then it's so much easier to carry them on. And once you do things and you keep doing things, you not only get better, and that is another source of inspiration, but you have those habits and your new normal routine is doing the things you want to do. And then achieving that goal, however ambitious it might seem at the beginning, just all of a sudden seems a lot more achievable. So I want to share with you a few techniques that I've used to help build momentum into my life to help me achieve my goal of becoming a full-time YouTuber. The first is that momentum really does start with baby steps, really small baby steps. And for me and my aspiration to become a full-time YouTuber, that meant creating an ideas backlog and creating a content calendar of what videos I wanted to post every week so that I could ultimately hold myself accountable to actually posting every single week, because I had that in my diary. You know, it was something I had to do. And the thing that I found myself naturally falling into when starting to build this was that I started doing the really easy stuff. I started doing the planning, the setting up my Notion page, the spending time on YouTube, watching people, you know, that I wanted to aspire to be like. And I was kind of kidding myself that by doing that, I was making progress towards my goal of becoming a full-time YouTuber. But when you kind of sit down, and when I sat down with myself and honestly was really real with myself, I realized that that is actually not going to help me achieve my goal of becoming a full-time YouTuber. And actually what is going to help me is by actually doing videos, creating videos, planning scripts, shooting B-roll, all of those different things. Those are the things that are going to help me achieve my goals, not the planning bit. And so if you find yourself, you know, just trying to do those easy things, yes, it's important to do those things, but try and focus on chucking yourself in at the deep end straight away. And yes, you might sink, and I've definitely sunk. I've made some really crappy videos, but ultimately you'll keep doing them again and again, and hopefully, and definitely by the end, you will definitely start to swim. The second is around simplification and trying to reduce friction. Now, when you're trying to start something new, it's not going to be part of your routine. It's not going to be your normal. And so it seems really difficult sometimes to get things going. And for me, making YouTube videos, that was setting up the tripod every time, you know, making sure the microphone was set up, that the lighting was perfect, and all of these different things. And so actually I put myself off creating and shooting a load of videos just because I was like, I can't be asked to honestly set this all up. And so what I found as a way around that to reduce my friction was to always have my tripod set up in the corner of my room, to always have the light there, to always have batteries charged for my camera, for example. And those are the things I found that have made it really easy for me to shoot videos. And so that excuse of, oh, I've got to set everything up, just no longer becomes an excuse. And another one which I found has helped me really greatly in terms of reducing friction is about reading. One of my ambitions and goals is to read a lot more and learn a lot more from reading. And one of the things I found was that I just never had my book available, and I was always too lazy to get up off the sofa or something like that, or get up out of bed to go get my book. And so what I decided to do to change that, to reduce my friction, was, well, let me have my books by the side of my bed. So there literally is no excuse for me to not pick up my book and read, because I've reduced that friction of, oh, my books are on the bookshelf and I need to get up out of bed to go and get it. And so I would encourage you guys, if you're thinking about starting something new and changing a routine for yourself, to reduce that friction and make it as easy as possible to do whatever it is you want to do. The third is about setting objectives based on inputs rather than outputs. Now, for me, at the beginning of the year, I had an objective or goal that I wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers. About halfway through the year, after kind of a dip in my channel and the quality of the videos not being so good and not really seeing that subscriber growth that I wanted to hit that 1,000 number, I decided to change my goal to be more input based. So I decided to change my goal to, for the rest of the year, I want to record and release one video every single week. Now that is so much more in my control. It's based on my hard work, my planning, and actually that has helped me really build momentum into my life. So that means scheduling time in my calendar to shoot B-roll, to shoot videos like this. And the momentum of that has actually given me so much more energy. And even though I'm not necessarily seeing the growth in subscribers, my whole mindset towards YouTube and creating videos is so much more different now that my only aim is to produce and release one video every single week. And so if you're thinking about wanting to set some input goals for yourself rather than output goals, I created a video, there will be a link somewhere here, about how you can set those input-based goals for the rest of 2021. And so you can focus on things in your control rather than focusing and setting goals on things out of your control. So by following these techniques over the past year, I figured out a way to become less reliant on those motivational videos and inspirational quotes. And instead of focusing on building those habits and disciplines on a daily basis in my life that have ultimately helped me build momentum and have now got me more excited and more energy than I ever had before for becoming a full-time YouTuber, because now what I'm trying to achieve is my normal, and planning videos, shooting videos, all of that good stuff is just part of my new normal. And so I encourage you guys to do the same. If you're struggling to find a path from where you are today to where you want to be, to think about the ways that you can put new things in your normal to build that momentum into your life and to hopefully achieve your ambitions. If I've learned anything from my experience about building momentum into my life, it's that motivation is relying on external sources to get you started. But momentum is building healthy habits that keep you working towards your goal.